Hello YouTube, I'm Hills on the Hunt, welcome back. In today's video we have another CEX haul, so let's go. Alright, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video, like I said, we've got a CEX haul. This was a kind of not planned haul, so on Halloween 31st, I was on my way home from work and I was just checking one of the CEXs in Camden, Camden Town, London, and they had some really good titles in their store. Probably one of the best ranges I'd seen in a long time. So I was curious, and it's on my way home from work anyway. So I thought, let me quickly pop in and see what they have available. Now, before I go into what I picked up, I don't know how many more people have noticed this in CEX stores, but a lot of the good titles they had, all of them had reprinted covers. Like I've seen it bit by bit in one or two stores here and there, but not to this level. I would comfortably say that 60% of the Blu-rays that they had on sale there were reprinted covers, which was so annoying because for me as a physical media collector, like I don't want to show off my display and then like show off my collection and then have just covers that just say reprinted cover, reprinted cover, reprinted, because it just, like, for me it just doesn't look nice. If I'm buying physical media, I want to buy it with the purpose of A, having the movie in the collection for forever, B, being able to watch all the extras and everything, and C, having something that you can show off to people when they come round. But you know, it's a pride thing more than anything else. I even asked the staff in the store and they were just like, we just get them in, and they just came in and they just put them out on the shelf. Cool. I can't really blame them, they're already doing what they're supposed to do. But having 60% of your titles on your shelf, and there was probably only about 350 Blu-rays I think they had on sale, so having nearly 180 of them as reprinted covers is just not good. But even then, I managed to pick up 12 titles, none of them reprinted covers, so I kind of had to replan my strategy in terms of what I wanted to buy, and almost buy a few things blind in terms of what I wanted to add in today. So like I said, my CEX rules are always no more than 10. I already broke that rule. There's 12 titles here. A couple of them are slightly different in terms of ones I've talked about in previous videos. So I'll show you everything. Let me know what you think. I've tried to keep it to boutique labels. Like, I'm trying to get into more of that kind of stuff, just to make the collection, like, for me, a bit more enjoyable, that I can just collect bit by bit, and fill in some gaps wherever need be, and enjoying titles that are a little bit less well known, something new to venture into. So there's a mix of everything here. There's some horror, there's some foreign language, there's some westerns, there's older styles, 50s, 60s, 70s movies. So yeah, I've tried to kind of pick a range of just a bit of everything, just kind of help with my own understanding of movies, and just, you know, learning more about cinema as you go. Listen, there are billions of movies out there, so you're always going to learn something new from watching videos and learning from someone else's collections and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll go through them. As always, let me know if you've seen any of these. If you've seen them, let me know your thoughts about them, because they're always good to know. But yeah, we'll start. The first one is probably the most uncomfortable one of the watch of the lot, but it's a tough movie, but it's an interesting movie, and it's Irreversible, through the Indicator label. If you've ever seen this French movie, it's very much out there. It's a very uncomfortable movie. It's an interesting movie because the movie is played out in basically backwards. So you see the ending and then it plays out to the beginning in terms of how the story got there, which is an interesting factor in terms of what you're watching. It can play with your mind a little bit when you're kind of trying to follow the scenes going on. But it's one of those movies I think you watch and then you won't watch for a long time. It's uncomfortable. It's very different. It's very much out there, but it's one I've always been intrigued by. I've seen it a couple of times, but there was big gaps between me watching them. So yeah, it's very intriguing. There's a lot of extras on here that I'd love to see in terms of understanding the movie. So yeah, there's a lot of documentaries and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons I picked this up. But yeah, let me know if you've seen it. Reversible. Next one is one I've never seen before. So I'm curious to check it out. It's a Criterion release and it's The Last Picture Show. It's from 1971 in black and white. So one of the key films of the American 70s cinema renaissance. That's a big word. The Last Picture Show is set in the early 50s in the loneliest Texas nowheresville to ever dust up a movie screen. The aching portrait of a dying West focuses on the daily shuffles of three futureless teens, enigmatic Sonny, wayward Jock Dwayne, and desperate to be adored rich girl JC. Sybil Shepherd. Okay, so you got Timothy Bottoms, Jeff Bridges, and Sybil Shepherd in this. Interesting. And the aging lost souls who bump up against them in the night like drifting tumbleweeds. Yeah, so it's Peter Bogdanovich movie. Interesting. Okay. Jeff Bridges is always good. Sybil Shepherd is always good. It looks like it's Sybil Shepherd's first movie. She's marked as Cloris Leachman is in it, Ben Johnson. But it says, yeah, and introducing Sybil Shepherd as JC. So it might be her first movie, but yeah, I'm intrigued to watch this out. I do enjoy a drama. And again, Criterion is another one that really rounds out movies that just very, very different in terms of what they do. And it's a little bit kind of away from your normal titles that you see everywhere. So yeah, Last Picture Show. I'll be curious checking this one out. So this one is Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill from Arrow. Seems like it's a horror thriller, suspense thriller. One of Brian De Palma's darkest and most controversial suspense thrillers. Dressed to Kill has acclaim for its stylish set pieces and lush Pinot Donaggio score, as it was condemned for its sexual explicitness and blatant borrowings from Alfred Hitchcock in general and Psycho in particular. Okay, not seen this one, but yeah, looks like an interesting thriller to watch. Brian De Palma, master of the macabre, invites you to a showing of the latest fashion in murder, Dressed to Kill. Have you seen this one? Next is the only kind of I think anyway, but slightly more common known one, but it's one I didn't have in the collection and I was curious to why. But yeah, it's in, and it's Sinister, Ethan Hawke. I really enjoyed this movie. The writer who moves to they move into a town at the scene of a murder. I think they move into the house where the murder took place. If I'm not clear, and I think in digging through the house, he finds loads of horror movies and home movies, and then weird stuff starts happening to him as he's kind of going along. So yeah, definitely enjoy this movie. I think there's a second part out, but I haven't seen yet. But Sinister, good watch. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth checking out. But wanted to get it into the collection, so Sinister. Next one is 88 Films, another one I haven't seen, The Dead Next Door. You're probably going to hear me say the word another one I haven't seen quite a lot in this video. So yeah, Dead Next Door, how'd you kill something that won't die? Where do you run when they're everywhere? The zombie apocalypse has arrived and only a ragtag group of Midwestern misfits, heavily armed and ready to fight to the death, can save humankind from a horde of flesh-hungry ghouls. Made by underground movie legend J.R. Bookwalter and widely seen as one of the most revolutionary low-budget shockers of the decade, 1989's The Dead Next Door ushered in a new generation of do-it-yourself filmmaking and comes from the same era as homemade gore as Peter Jackson's Bad Taste, York Butcherit's Necromantic, featuring voice dubbing from Bruce Campbell, supporting role from splatter movie legend Scott Spiegel, and financial backer Sam Raimi. The Dead Next Door remains one of the greatest ghoul shows to ever command a cult following. Cool, that sounds fun. The images on the back, you can see them clearly. They look bonkers, but yeah, comes in a cool slip. Yeah, the Blu-ray on the front has the same cover, but Dead Next Door, I mean, I'm really looking forward to checking this one out for reading that. But yeah, let me know if you've seen that one, The Dead Next Door. Another one from the Criterion collection is The Beasts of No Nation. This one is a war-torn movie. A child soldier basically being corrupted from his innocence into being taken and turned into a killing machine, a soldier. Idris Elba's in this one. He plays a ruthless commander who molds the boy into a hardened killer. Yeah, 2015. This looks good. This gives me kind of vibes of like, what was the one with Forrest Whitaker? Can't think of the name. It was the Idi Amin movie, but I can't think of the name. It's there, but I can't think what it's called. But it's Forrest Whitaker. That sort of war style movie. But yeah, I'm curious to check this one out. Let me know if you've seen Beasts of No Nation. The nightmare of war is seen through the eyes of one of its most tragic casualties, a child soldier, in this harrowing vision of innocence lost. Based on a acclaimed novel, Beasts of No Nation unfolds in an unnamed civil war-torn West African country where young Agu witnesses carnage in the village before falling captive to a band of rebel soldiers led by Idris Elba, who molds the boy into a hardened killer. Okay, this looks like a tough watch, tough movie. 2 hours and 16 minutes. Yeah, I'll be intrigued to check this one out. Very dramatic, very yeah, it's going to be a tough watch, but we'll give it a go and we'll see how it goes. Another one into the Criterion collection, so Beasts of No Nation. No, there is another one that's not part of a collection, but yeah, 100 Bloody Acres. This just looked fun. The best horror comedy since Shaun of the Dead. It's a big statement to make, but Shaun of the Dead is phenomenal. Brothers Reg and Lindsay Morgan have recently discovered a rich new ingredient for their organic fertilizer blend, human corpses. Okay, been a huge boom to business, but a few months have passed since the last find of dead car crash victims and important new customers waiting on delivery. Okay, this looks fun. Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie. I literally saw the title at the front. They're not just psycho killers, they're just small business operators. I mean, when you have a cover like that where you've got two guys, weapons, chainsaw, bit of funny writing in terms of what it's about, yeah, it's a sell and it's going to be fun to check it out. I have no idea what it's going to be like, but you never know until you pop it into your player and press play. So yeah, 100 Bloody Acres. Let me know if you've heard of this one or seen it. Yeah. Next one is Indicator title. It's a Hammer movie. Creatures the World Forgot. An unforgettable world of unimaginable savagery. Yeah. This one comes with so you got the front cover, you got the movie, so it's a different cover on the front there. Lots of images and a booklet as well. So I like these little collections. I'm probably one of the I'm one of these people who actually read through the book as well. That's just being proper nerdy, but I do like reading through the books because you get an understanding of the movie about the characters and the stuff like that. And yeah, having this as a Hammer film as well. As I said before, I'm starting to get more into Hammer and get a lot more titles into the collection and just really enjoying them. So looking forward to see this one as well. Let me know if you've seen this one, Creatures the World Forgot. Indicator title number 269 down the bottom there. Back to Arrow we go. I Will Never Leave You Alone. I like that cover, that looks so cool. Again, that was just a very easy selling point for me, just creepy covers. So after being released from prison, Richard is given an opportunity to restart his life by a mysterious company who offer him $5,000 to spend 6 days in a dilapidated house to cleanse it of evil spirits. His handler assures him that this is only to put any potential buyer's superstitions to rest, and he has nothing to fear. But Richard's sojourn is haunted by an inscrutable figure hiding in the corners of houses that seem to have a connection with his dark past. As his sinister neighbour's appearances become more frequent, Richard must confront the terrifying reason that sent him to prison and risk slipping into madness. Okay. Not seen it, not heard of it, but intrigued to check it out. A lot of new movies added in. So I love checking out new movies, and I love checking out blind buys as well, because it is just a lottery of how it's going to be. So yeah, we'll add this one in, we'll check it out. I Will Never Leave You Alone. Island of Terror, Peter Cushing. I do enjoy Peter Cushing movies. I don't think this is a Hammer movie. No, I think it's just a normal style movie. But this is what year are we? 19. I don't know what year we were at. Doesn't say. 1966. There you go. When the inhabitants of Petrie's Island succumb to a mysterious disease, doctors are asked to investigate. Puncture marks on corpses reveal the horrifying truth. The islanders and their animals are not being killed by a disease, but by a strange type of silicate organism that sucks the bone from their bodies. Okay. As the death toll rises and the seemingly indestructible creatures multiply at an alarming rate, Stanley and West lead the desperate islanders in a fight to survival as the unstoppable silicates threaten to engulf the island and then the world. Cool. Interesting. We'll give it a go. Let me know if you've seen this one. I know there's a few Peter Cushing fans out there. I've said before, I'm really enjoying his movies more and more the more I watch them. So yeah, another one I'll be definitely intrigued to check out, Island of Terror. And next, we've got an Arrow release of The Sisters Brothers. So I read the synopsis on this when I was standing in the CEX, and a Western that really intrigued me. So Joaquin Phoenix, John C. Reilly, Jake Gyllenhaal, Riz Ahmed. Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly are brothers. A pair of Old West bounty hunters preceded by their reputation for ruthlessness. They're tasked by their boss, a trade magnate and a crime lord known only as the Commodore, with a seemingly simple mission: track down and kill a man by the name of Herman Kermit Worm, played by Riz Ahmed. With the help of John Morris, Jake Gyllenhaal, a private detective has approached them under false pretenses. They embark on a journey, their allegiances questioned, and their humanity challenged when they discover their actual target can help detect gold. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Good cast. Really, really good cast. Say John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal. I know nothing about this movie. There's no images anywhere, so it is anything on the inside of the disc. So there's no real images. There's a poster and then there's a booklet. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to check this one out. This one looks very interesting. What's the runtime on this? 122 minutes, so just about 2 hours, which I think is about par for a Western in terms of getting character building and story building and kind of everything in. So Sisters Brothers, I'm definitely intrigued to check this one out as well. So yeah, let me know if you've seen this one. And then the final two, so those were the 10 I picked up for the main part of the whole, might be 11 there, can't count. The other two were part of the collection I'm really wanting to complete, which is Twin Peaks. I did have the DVD, so I did have a DVD version of Fire Walk With Me, which was a German release, but I've now got the Criterion version, which again just will be another one added into the Criterion collection. Fire Walk With Me is just phenomenal, just super good, super good in terms of filling in gaps within the series itself, from the original series, and then plugging the gaps up to how things happen in terms of what happened to Laura Palmer and stuff like that. And then you've got the limited edition series, which is the follow-on, which was created 25 years later. So yeah, I'm very curious to check this one out as well. I have been told that it's another tough brain spinning watch, but which is fine. Like the episodes are almost full length, so they're like an hour and 20 minutes each or long. So yeah, it's going to be a long watch, but I'm really enjoying, for everything I've seen about Twin Peaks so far, I'm very much enjoying. And I've said before in other videos, I do want to get more into the David Lynch collection in terms of movies he's done. So I'm definitely seeking those out as well. But that is everything from my CEX haul. And that's, some of those I had to kind of change because the ones I wanted, they were reprinted covers. So it could be a blessing in disguise that I managed to pick these movies up as opposed to the ones I wanted to, because with the vouchers that I had to spend, it would have just worked out too expensive to kind of fit everything in. So that's what I went with. But let me know what you think of that haul. Let me know if there's any in there that caught your eye, or you'll be interested to find out kind of how it went and how it was. But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this whole video, let me know in the comments below. Like I said, leave a note, leave a comment. I'll always reply back to you. If you enjoyed it, hit a like, subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more coming. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and take care.